Friends, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are making bread pudding. There's various different ways you can make this. A lot of people kind of refer to this as like a French toast casserole, sort of, which I kind of don't agree with because it has a very different consistency than French toast. And I know my mom makes it very different. Hopefully, I get to show you how my mom makes it. Nothing like this. But anyway, today we're making a traditional or more widely known version of bread pudding. So here we go. So to my bowl, I am adding 5 eggs. I have 1 cup of whole milk. I'm also going to use 1 cup of heavy cream, and I'm adding in a half cup of sugar. I'm also going to add in 1 tablespoon of vanilla and half a tablespoon of cinnamon. So for the actual bread part, you can definitely do what I did. And basically when I have like, you know how most people don't like the tops of the breads or like the beginning of the bread and the end because it's like a top. I save them and I put them in my refrigerator. Or when you buy like usually at the store there's like 4 burger patties per package if you buy the small package, but when you go to buy the actual buns it's like 8 to a pack. So you have leftovers, or if you have like hot dog buns that are leftover, which is what happened here. I have a bunch of leftover kinds of breads. I have rolls, I have sesame burger buns, I have hot dog buns, I have regular bread. And basically, what I did is I froze them when I didn't need them anymore, and then I thawed them and cut them. So here I'm basically just adding my bread to a buttered 9 by 13-inch pan, and I did go ahead and add in some cinnamon. I sprinkled that with cinnamon, and I sprinkled in a few raisins. Now this part is totally optional. The raisin part is optional. The cinnamon I feel like is going to give it a lot better taste, so I highly recommend it. And then this part is definitely a must. I did go ahead and cut up I think this was about 3 tablespoons of butter, and I cubed it or like rectangled it a little bit and sprinkled it all over my bread. It just kind of helps with moisture, making sure that all the bread is moist and that none of it is dry. Once you have that, you're going to go ahead and pour in your egg mixture and make sure you get all the little spots of bread. I also wanted to let you know that in case you don't have like pieces of bread, the ideal thing to do is to use 1 loaf of bread. So any kind of bread would work, but if you want great flavor, artisanal bread is great. So for example, like Hawaiian bread or brioche bread makes for a better pan of bread pudding, in my opinion. So once you go ahead and bathe that bread in your mixture, you're going to bake this at 350 degrees for approximately 40 to 45 minutes. While that is baking, I did go ahead and make my sauce, quote unquote, that I'm going to pour on top. So I have half of a can of evaporated milk, and then I have a very tiny can of sweetened condensed milk. I personally feel like the bread was already sweet without the sauce, but I feel like it needs the sauce on top because usually when you go to fancy places, they have like some sort of sauce on the side, right? So I went ahead and mixed both of these things up. That's the only thing in the sauce. And I went ahead and removed my baked bread from the oven at the 40-minute mark. I went ahead and poured this over my pan of bread and baked it for another 5 to 6 minutes just to heat it up or finish it off. Once that 5 to 6 minutes was up, I removed the pan from the oven, and then with another small can of that sweetened condensed milk, I went ahead and drizzled it over the bread just to give it an extra kick of sweetness. Now, I feel like as far as sweet, that is like the perfect amount of sweet. Those little cans you can find in your Walmart or local grocery store. And if you can't find the little tiny cans, you can definitely use half of a big can to equal that amount. So basically, you would use half of it for the sauce and then half to drizzle. Um, I really hope that you like this video. I hope you like this recipe. I hope you try it. And if you do, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you add and what you take out, how you make your bread pudding. Do you like bread pudding? I know some people put peanuts in bread pudding. I feel like that's a crime. I don't think peanuts should be in bread pudding. But anyway, um, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for passing by. Don't forget to like this video, share it with a friend, leave me a comment, and before you go, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.